Hi, beautiful people. Welcome to Plan Path Podcast. Your choice hub for book reviews and crucial conversations. This is your learning hub. We're a group of people saying we don't want to run life on empty intellectual steam. We're going to commit, even in the midst of a busy schedule, we are going to commit to reading books, audio books, hardcover books. We're just going to read and ensure that we stay learning and stay fresh in our minds and our bodies. Yes, so this is the community you have come to today. We hope that you enjoy this episode and other amazing episodes that we have recorded. We have a lot of books and book reviews and crucial conversations on topical issues in education and in our society. My name is Tosin Lisk. It's so good to have you on the show. Let's go on a quick commercial break. We'll be right back to discuss today's topic. Welcome back, people. Welcome back. It's so good to have you guys. Good to have you. So today, what we're discussing the subjects. Would you send your kids abroad to study? That's the question. Sending kids abroad to study, sending your children. So we actually did a poll, first of all. And people just came with a lot of responses. So we put this poll out. Let me read it out for you. We put this poll out last week and we allowed people to just respond to it and tell us their opinions. And I'm going to be reading the opinions. Some of them are actually quite hilarious. Okay, so the question is, this was how it was put. It said, to send pikin abroad go dey fear person now. To send pikin abroad go dey fear person now. 2 weeks prince don turn princess. Somebody now responded, my cousin went to school in Italy, told his parents in his second year that he had become an atheist. His Dickness mom kept cool, asked him to come home for the holidays. He finished in Katrina Polytechnic. His church wedding is in January. For every ment, there is a counter-ment. This one, I think that, first of all, I'll give an award for calmness and strategy. Because if it's some parents, they will start shouting on the phone, and before you know it, they will lose grip of the situation. Maybe the child will even block them. This mother, silent executor. Silent executor like my mother. She did not even help. She did not shout to the child, shall come home. By the time you come over, your passport goes missing. There's nothing you can do about it. So I like this mother, and is an important lesson in calmness, because sometimes like kids can get to you. And now when I say kids, even adults, children, teenagers, young adults, youths, we can get to our parents at times. And I like the calmness with this mother handled this situation really. Okay, so how do we go? So the first response we got was that atheist score. Them send them go Covenant University. Make you go chapel tire. His head will be correct. Or Redeemer's University. He go catch fire. The spirit of foolishness would leave. You work at the vex, so the spirit of foolishness will leave him. Make you go Redeemer's University. So, well, as an educational consultant, as an expert in the education field, if a parent lives in Nigeria, would you send your kids abroad? So I went to a secondary school that a lot of my classmates, my schoolmates actually studied abroad, you understand? And it was the remaining people that didn't go abroad were the ones that now schooled in Covenant, in Redeemers, went to private schools. Then the very, very few of us were now the ones that went through the lag. So you can imagine like that kind of standard. And I'm talking about more than 15 years ago. You understand? And in those more than 15 years ago, like 15 years ago, right? In those years, we've seen the results, right? We've seen kids that studied abroad, people that stayed back in Nigeria. We've seen how people have turned out, you understand, from that studying abroad experience. So I'm not just talking about I'm not talking as someone that maybe it's trying to sell a course to you, or trying to say, come and register with this jackpot company. Nah, I'm talking as someone that not only has experience in the education field, knows the pros and cons theoretically, and has also experienced it with my friends, and seeing people also like parents being in that space of advising parents as to what to do with sending their kids abroad. So yeah, I'll still read other people's comments, right? But as with a lot of things in life, there is really no direct answer. You can't say the answer is yes. Like, yes, send your kids abroad, and immediately you send those kids abroad, all your questions will be answered, all the issues you had with your child will be resolved. Nah, you can't say that. And you can't say, no, never send your kids abroad. No. That is not even something to even consider at all. So, first of all, sending kids abroad to school, now is still the assumption that parents live in Nigeria, right? Because now there are just a lot of arrangements. Maybe one parent works abroad, the other parent is in Nigeria with the kids, and all of that. So let's say that both parents are in Nigeria, right? Even if they travel a lot, at least they are domiciled in Nigeria. Would you just send your child abroad? I really think that the academic journey of a child did not start in the university, right? There have been so many opportunities for that child, for the parent to make decisions on the child. You understand? Even academically and in so many ways. And studying abroad taking a child to study abroad can be a very good influence on the child's social rep. Like, I mean, if you probably studied in Oral Roberts University, maybe you would have your circle of friends. It will be very good because, I mean, if you study in UNILAG, all your friends studied in UNILAG, doesn't mean that you will meet amazing people. But we're talking about probability of your network instead of individual. If someone maybe even got a scholarship to Roberts University, or somehow the parents just tried, you understand, to just pay the fees. That child is on a very good trajectory, and will be on a good trajectory in life in terms of social, like friends, their exposure. You understand that kind of thing. What they are exposed to, the kind of information and the kind of possibilities in that world. You understand? Because that is very essential for an individual to have, right? So yes, on that basis, yes, it's a good decision. Then on mindset, what I said about the possibilities that are available. You know, if you probably went to some schools, let's say you went to Osu, for instance, or let's say Akumba Koko, doesn't mean that people that went to those schools did not do well in life. At least I know someone that went to Akumba or Abubu and is a multi-millionaire right now, right? But what I'm trying to say is that it will take some more hard work on that person. It will take coming from a great family. Yes, it will take a lot of hard work. The person will work on themselves continually to be able to have a winning mindset, you understand? But these things, can just come easily to somebody that is in a certain pedestal, that is on a certain pedestal in life, certain pedestal in terms of also mindset, you understand? This person is just on another kind of trajectory. You understand what I'm trying to say? So that's one of the things that studying abroad and having a great social network would do. And when we even talk about studying abroad, is the child going to study in Harlem? Like, is it one Yorkshire University, or you are going to study in one remote village in India? You understand? Or you're going to school in Bangladesh? Because some people just feel, let my child just go abroad once you're outside Nigeria, or you are going to study. I'm not undermining these things, because even if you go to that school in Cotonou, how did they call that school? That school in Cotonou. Even if that's the school you went to, your parents spent a lot of money, man. They weren't even paying in Naira. So everybody's parent has tried to. I'm not undermining it, but I'm just saying, you understand? So I also think that when we talk about this decision of whether to send a child abroad or not, there's so much about finances in the equation. And It's true, because imagine having a child abroad that just started school now. What do you provide? We always have more than enough. You understand? More than the needs. You understand? We require no aid or support. We're furnished in abundance for every good work and charitable donation. Yes, 100%. But you know that it is not a small financial commitment. It is a lot of money. Even though you have the money, you just know that no, money is coming out from your account for this. It's a financial commitment for the parents, right? And that's something to consider, honestly, because you should not have your child abroad. I mean, if you can easily send them to a school in Cotonou or a school in a Covenant University or Unilag, you should put them where you can afford. Not that you put them in a school that you really can't afford. You'll now be using faith. You'll now be stressing yourself, having high blood pressure when it's time to pay school fees. And maybe you're now paying 1,700 naira per dollar now to exchange to pay a child's school fees. That's not an easy decision at all. So financial consideration is something to really consider. But then, even as the financial consideration is there, I think that in addition to that, it also depends on the child. You understand? Like, some children are very different too, and you can't raise children the same way. You can't raise all your kids the same way and say this is the ideal way to raise children. You just make a lot of mistakes as a parent if you really think like that, because each child is different. So some children, I was talking to someone yesterday and she was telling me how her kids are different in some ways. And you know what? Those children, I love them with all my heart, from the depth of my heart. But it's just the truth. The truth is that everybody is unique. Adults are different. So why do we expect children to be the same way? Maybe because they are siblings or something. So some children have that emotional capacity to live abroad alone. You understand? So even if you have the money, as a parent, you must honestly say, can this child really stay alone at this age? And mind you, we're talking about BSc, right? So probably the child is 15, let's say 16, 17. That child is pretty young. So there are some children, I believe that when I was at that age, I could stand alone. I could go to, even if I had to go abroad, I could fend for myself at that age because of a lot of factors that shaped me even from that age. But there are kids that you can't just send them abroad. They don't have a mind of their own. Someone can just tell them to start smoking. Me, I'm like, at that age, like, how do you want to influence me? My parents used to, when people talk about peer pressure, my parents will say, Tosin is the peer pressure. I'm the one influencing other people, whether negatively or positively. Then you understand what I'm saying? So there are some children that they're not like that. They don't have a mind of their own. So expecting them to now go abroad and not be smoking, drinking, carrying friends, or into drugs or funny things, maybe a lot on that child's personality. Even some adults are still influenced. Sometimes when they say a married man, someone in his 30s, was influenced by the friends, it's the friends they are keeping. I'm like, at that age, somebody is still influencing you. So you can imagine how our personalities are different. We're just all different as human beings. So it's not a one-size-fits-all response to say, this is how to respond to this. These are supposed to be, you grab. So it may be something that requires effort and discipline on people's part, you grab. So that's an important mindset to keep as we talk about this thing. On the other hand, right, we should also know that the impact on a parent's finance. So somebody was talking on Twitter one day. The person now said that his parents sent him to Covenant University, and it really drained himself and his younger sister. It really drained their finances, and now the parents are elderly, like they are growing old. They have spent so much of their resources on sending their kids to private university. The kids have not yet blown, quote and unquote. Like, the kids are also still trying to figure out their lives, and the kids don't have so much money to support their parents. And the boy is like, the truth of the matter is that if they sent them to Unilag and use their money to maybe build a house, you understand that they would have still turned out well. That he appreciates the financial investment in his education, but he just thinks that his parents should have just gone for a cheaper option so that they can also be able to look out for themselves in their elderly age as they grow. And so when I heard that, it was like, in my mind I was like, this is someone that is actually saying the truth. Yes, are saying their truth really. Because as a parent, right, like looking at myself now, I'm married, I don't have a child at the moment. But looking at myself as an adult now, as much as I would like to give my child my best, the very best, right, I would also think that I would also lean towards what that guy is saying. That yes, take care of your children, prioritize their well-being and everything, but you as a parent as well, you need to prioritize your well-being, because you can't use all your money to train your children and expect them to. And that leads me to my next point. This thing puts a lot of pressure on children, right? That they've not blown, quote and unquote, but they just feel like, oh, the parents have spent so much money on them, and they have to just like give returns. You know the way our African culture is now, like give it. The children have to pay black tax. It's quite a lot. Even people that school abroad, you know, as much as yes, some things are better abroad than they are in Nigeria, right? But it's still a lot of pressure on the children to their finished school. You know, those parents will not be like, oh, you must do engineering, no, you must do coding. Oh, yeah, be working in Google so you can be sending money home for me. Because after all, I've spent so much money on you. Yes, you should spend the home on your child, but please, don't put yourself in a position in life where that child is now, where you don't have money to take care of yourself, where that child is now all you've got, and you're now hoping on the child and waiting for your child to eat. So I think these are balanced opinions, and they are very hard truths though to swallow. And for me, I would round up this conversation by saying that the most important skill, Peter Drucker said it, that will be in the 21st century, because everything will go obsolete. Everything will be obsolete. I mean, this iPhone X I'm using, there was a time that it was the in thing. Now it's literally obsolete now. It is just obsolete. What's the law? So the most important, every skill you're learning now, you know, is it not funny that they say, it's coding that is selling now, you learn coding. By the time you finish learning, you realize that the job market is saturated. It was earlier in the year, was virtual assistant last year. Oh, I want to learn virtual assistant. People learn it now. Now the market seems to be saturated. You understand? Doesn't mean that if you learn it, you won't still get a job. What I'm trying to say is that every single thing on earth will become obsolete as technology keeps advancing. But something that would remain constant, right, is the ability of humans to learn, to evolve. So we need to teach our children that much more than wherever they schooled, their ability to evolve and just move with the times, you understand, is very important. And it will help them to thrive in the real world, you understand. So if a child comes to life with this mindset, even if they school that Uniben, I hope that people from these schools will not come from. Even if they schooled at the most awkward schools in life, they still have a very great chance of doing well. Even if you did, and in fact, you know, I saw someone that the person was telling me that because they did in school, they didn't like it, and they transited. Me, I did accounting. Like, I can imagine the number of people that were trying to do accounting in 2009 when I was trying to enter school, and they didn't get accounting. Me, I got accounting, and I still left the accounting for education. So it's really not about where you schooled, or even though those things can actually give you an edge in life, right? It's not about where you schooled. It's about who you are, how you're ready to learn, how you're able to adapt and move with the changing times. That will really be a very great determinant of success, rather than just putting it on what course you did, where you schooled and everything. So I think these are great considerations for people to have, for us to have as parents, as what do you call it? As parents, as, how do I say it now? As parents, as siblings, everybody in our society, sir. That's a good mindset for us to have, that yes, where we school, what we do in school, where we schooled is important, right? But who we are, how we're adapting in the changing world. Because I know somebody that the parents sent abroad to school, and the person is not a housewife. Like, you understand? So is not only dependent on where you schooled, did you school abroad, what course did you do? It's about you. It's about how you grow. And parents need to be able to rest in this knowledge, in this knowing that I've done my best for my child. Given the circumstance, given my income, I've just done my best for my child. And just leave that child. Help that child as much as you can. And allow them to just thrive, knowing that the wings of life will take them to great places. You understand? So yes, this is something I thought let's discuss together. Maybe another time we can, any conversation in education, any question you have, please be sure to just put it in the comments, put it in our DM, just put it everywhere we can see it. Put it on your social media. Tag us at planpath_edu, and we'll be glad to just answer your questions and give you balanced perspectives to these things. Remember, my name is Tosin Lisk. Hey, geez. I'm not married though. My name is Mrs. Tosin Lisk, and I'm an education consultant. I speak on topical issues in education, at school trainings, at conferences, at events. I do instructional materials. I consult on educational topics, and I just help people to learn and to grow. You can bring me to your schools, your offices, your next education event. Bring your money as you are coming. Bring me to your event, you understand? Bring me to your school. Let's discuss. Let's forge a new way ahead. You're a school owner, just come to me. Let's because now collabo. This education thing is very wide, it's very big. Nobody can do it alone. So come, let's just complement the effort you're putting into your child's world. As a parent, you're paying school fees, paying all that money. Come to us, come and buy books for your child. We know the kind of books to recommend for your child to meet their needs, to help them grow and to develop. A child that reads well will be able to do spellings well. You understand? It's garbage in, garbage out. You'll be able to perform well in school. So you can't be paying all those thousand on school fees. And now you can't be paying all those thousands on school fees and say you cannot buy books 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira per term for your child. Let them come and buy books. Come and read. Let's complement our effort, because this thing is a collabo. Let's make sure we're doing well for the education sector. Thank you so much for listening to the 69th episode on Plant Path Educational. I said on Plant Path Podcast. My name is Tosin Lisk. Love you so much. Thanks for joining in. See you in our next video. Make sure you share this with friends, your family, and everybody that's important to you, everybody you love. Share across social media platforms. Enjoy our previous episodes. Bye. Take care. We love you.